Hey everybody, welcome back to Supercard. I think this is 125, so, you know, that's a lot. um, this King of the Ring, whatever, as long as I make the brackets, I don't really care. I think I can beat both humans. They were talking in the chat, like, they've essentially written me off, but, don't write me off. That's, usually how I view this, unless, because, it's Survivor tier. If I've got event cards in, all my slots and a Survivor Pro Diva, you shouldn't write that person off. The games could go anyway. I didn't like that. I didn't want to play that person that we just saw. This is a person who I look like I want to play. They've got less than 8,000 games. So that could be good or that could be bad. It depends, how many of their cards they bought. So we are on Callisto. I think I've got like 4 or 5 shards into him. I'm probably only gonna do, depending on how long 2 games take, might do a third, or I might even just go until we hit the card limit. Because now that I've got that Bubba Ray, that's moved it up to 103 cards that I'm holding on to now, out of possible 150. But I'm telling you, I'm so glad that we're not at what's it? What did it used to be? Like 110 or something. I'm glad we're not at that anymore. Toughness, speed. We proc, please. Okay, yeah. If we procced, there's no way they would, because we're the second card. So lucky there that we actually took that one. Let's put Cesaro up in there. So there's only right and please be speed, power. Crap. We're actually going to lose that one, but it's okay because we're still up right now. What are we? Yeah, it's 2-2. This is going to put us up at 3-2. No need to, try and go for all of them unless, yeah, if there's no way I could possibly get all of them, so there's no point. So you just play the cards around so that you don't have to challenge anything, especially because there's no way I would have beat those event cards with Stardust. Because, my Stardust is actually pretty bad. It's good for speed and charisma, but that's it. And he doesn't, even with a proc, he doesn't go high enough to actually beat any of the event cards. Maybe on charisma, if it's like a Roman Reigns or an Undertaker. If, they didn't put anything in charisma like my Roman Reigns. But all we really want from this is the victory. So, something I wanted to talk about. If you were following right before the Royal Rumble, when we didn't know if AJ Styles was actually going to be at the Royal Rumble, like there was a lot of things going around about like his contract or whatever. Is he coming to the Royal Rumble, or is he going to be on Raw the next night? All kinds of stuff like that. And of course TNA had to get involved, because what else are they going to do? Like, I guess those Pop TV ratings aren't helping, but they they put out a thing on their website saying they were talking about AJ Styles, saying how they actually flew him to Dixie's place along with Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows in the Bullet Club as well. Doc Gallows in TNA was Doc in Aces and Eights, and Luke Gallows in WWE, or what was his other name? Festus or Fetus? I don't know. So they were all flown. They all made an agreement with Dixie. They all shook hands to say they were going to come to TNA, that they had worked on their characters, the creative, the merchandising. It was all ready to go. This would have been in December. And then slightly after the holidays, Dixie tried to get in contact with AJ's agents or like management team or whatever, and Anderson and Gallows, saying that all of a sudden they don't want to join anymore. They decided to back out off their handshake agreement. So if that was true, there's a lot of ifs on this. If that was true, it makes AJ look up. Oh crap! Hang on. Power, charisma. As long, I think we win that. It makes AJ look like a bad guy. He backed out on this deal. Let's place this there. He backed out on this deal with TNA, kind of the place that, kind of made him, pretty much. And that, you just changed his mind. It makes him look like a dick, kind of tries to ruin some of the hype behind him coming in. I think that was the plan, what they wanted to do. But now they've opened themselves up to a brand new legal thing. I'm talking about TNA. Because they mentioned that they also brought over Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, that they spoke to them as well about contracts and stuff like that. They're still currently under contract to New Japan Pro Wrestling. You cannot negotiate with someone on a contract to work for you while they're working somewhere else on a contract, a guaranteed contract that they have to be there. That's a big lawsuit right there. It was the same thing when Jericho first came. He was still under contract to WCW when he flew out to go meet Vince. Because I've seen parts of the video interview with Vince and Jericho. Vince never asked him once, he never talked to him about a contract. Hey, do you want to come here and work for us? Because that's a big legal thing. I can't remember the term that they use for that, but it's illegal to kind of poach talent while they're still under contract. You can be in talks, like, send out feelers almost, being like, hey, how you doing, just to kind of put it out there that you are interested in them. Hey, there's a piece. Just to kind of say that you are interested in bringing them in, but without actually saying it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the kind of the loophole behind it, and how you're able to get away with it. And that's what they did with Jericho. They never once outright came up to him while he was there and said, do you want to come work for us? Because that's a big, you can get into a lot of trouble for that. So, what began as TNA trying to put something out to kind of discredit AJ Styles, make him look like a dick, before he supposedly, because we didn't know yet, debut for the WWE, they opened themselves up to a giant lawsuit against themselves. And, when you're drawing 250,000 viewers a week, when you tape your show 6 weeks in advance, Panda Energy's got money, the people who fund TNA. But I don't think they have enough that they're willing to constantly lose money with TNA, because I'm pretty sure they are losing money. And now you're letting your daughter open up to a lawsuit against them as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big TNA hater. I don't enjoy TNA. It was kind of once the Claire Lynch storyline happened, if you've watched TNA, you will know exactly what that storyline is. That's when they kind of lost me. Claire Lynch is essentially the Katie Vick of TNA. In fact, I think it might be worse than Katie Vick. And if you don't know what Katie Vick is, just YouTube it. I'm not going to talk about Katie Vick. But that Claire Lynch storyline, where it was just absolutely awful, and it involved AJ Styles actually, and there was an interview with him not that long ago saying the only thing that was wrong with we don't win that. The only AJ said the angle would have worked with Claire Lynch if they had gotten a hotter actress to play Claire Lynch. Don't get me wrong, I love AJ, but that is one of the stupidest things I had ever heard. There's absolutely nothing that would have made Claire Lynch even barely watchable. So that's it's the only wrong I can see of AJ. So what we're going to do, we're going to place The Undertaker here, because we have Jack Swagger as an up arrow. Doesn't matter what he does. Place that up there. I believe we win. I hope I didn't do my math wrong. Okay, so we win that one 5-4. We're going to pick our shards, and that's actually going to be it for today, because I got to head out. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm finally getting myself back motivated to going to the gym. That's always the hardest part, because I've had so much time off from the gym. I was going every single day just a bit over a year ago, and because it was almost exactly a year ago, a little bit over a year, it's when I had my surgery, and that kind of put me out of commission for over a month. When you're going every single day for, you know, a couple of months straight. Hey, we got a shard. And then all of a sudden you just take a month off kind of out of nowhere. It just drains your motivation to start going, and then I stopped. I would try and get myself back into it, but then I was getting busy with other things, so then I just kind of stopped going, and then my membership expired, and it was just a whole bunch of things. Oh, let's pick a random one. Let's go here. Oh well. Hopefully I can finish Callisto by the end of tomorrow. I should be able to. I haven't paid for any bouts at all. I haven't bought any bouts at all. Mainly because I'll play all 5, get those out of the way. I got my Xbox right behind me actually. I'll play Battlefront for about an hour, so that's what, 2 games of heroes versus villains. I'll go for my smoke, and then, hey, I've got 5 bouts back. I'll play it, and time just flies when you're playing Battlefront. It's amazing. I love it. So that's actually going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Please take care.